Throughout the years, there end up being prospects that a lot of people start to forget about. And that's not really nobody's fault, it's just kind of the unfortunate circumstance of being a part of an NHL organization that has 7 players drafted into the team every year, and most of the time, for Detroit specifically, they end up drafting a few more than 7 a year. And so there's just a lot of guys to keep track of and a lot of players that take up the spotlight when it comes to being a top prospect and having that label of being the future of a team, so it's not really all too much of a big deal if we end up forgetting about guys. In this video, though, I wanted to talk about one of the quote-unquote forgotten players in the Red Wings prospect system, and a player who has actually had a really interesting transition throughout his career in the NCAA. Let's go back over to the 2019 NHL Entry Draft and talk about the Red Wings second-round pick, 54th overall, Robert Mastrosimone. Now, this is a player that I don't really know if we've made too many videos about him in the past. I know we've said his name in passing a few times here and there, but it hasn't really ever been too in-depth. With this video, though, I wanted to explore a little bit more about Mastrosimone, his career, his playstyle, what exactly he is as a Red Wings prospect today, starting out with the profile. As he was drafted in 2019, Robert Mastrosimone was born in 2001. He's a January 24th birthday, so he's 21 years old right now, and he's 5'10", 170 as a left-handed center left-wing player. When he was taken by Detroit back in the 2019 draft, I honestly thought this was a really good steal of a pickup, especially at the 54th overall spot. This was because, back in the Chicago Steel system in the USHL, he was over a point per game, he had 60 points in 54 games, and he was over a point per game in the playoffs as well. He was just an absolute stud in the American Junior League, and as a result, you had some people saying that he could have been a first-round talent like McKeen's, who had him ranked 27th overall. Elite prospects had him at 39, future considerations had him at 47, TSN and Bob McKenzie had him at 51, and so the fact that he went 54th overall could be seen in many people's eyes as somewhat of a steal of a pickup. This is what made Robert Mastrosimone so good. Here are some scouting reports back from the time in 2019. He is the type of player who has a non-stop motor and plays a fearless brand of hockey, said McKeen's in that time frame. Future consideration said he has a quick, accurate release on his shot, and he's an expert at using toe drags to get around defenders. Meanwhile, if you go over to the Dobber Prospects report from December of 2019, selected in the second round of the 2019 draft, Mastrosimone is a small but skilled stick-handling sniper with an attitude. Known for his creativity and his hands, Mastrosimone has a high-octane motor and enjoys playing a physical and competitive game. He can make plays or use his hard shot from anywhere. As one of the top wingers in the USHL in this draft year, Mastrosimone scored 31 goals and put up 29 assists in 54 games for the Steel. So far this year at BU, the freshman has put up 10 points in 17 games. Mastrosimone will need to work on his skating to transition to the next level, said Mark Hiller. Well, there you have it. Robert Mastrosimone, after being drafted by the Red Wings, ended up playing for the Boston University Terriers in the NCAA. His rookie season, or his freshman year, his draft plus 1 year, saw him put up 17 points in 34 games played. Now, you gotta remember, this was back in 2019-20, so the guys he was playing with at BU included the following names: David Ferrens, Patrick Harper, Trevor Zegras, for example. Mastrosimone was a good player on this team, but he was the 5th highest producing player after everybody else who was a point per game was on top of him. Give it a few seasons, and eventually, Mastrosimone wrapped up in this previous season his junior year, where he had 25 points in 34 games played. Now, he was one of the top forwards on the entire team when it came to points. Alongside of Wilmer Skoog and Jay O'Brien, he also was the 3rd most productive player on the team, with Carolina Hurricanes defenseman prospect Dominic Fensori taking the cake with 31 points in 35 games. Now, the thing is, the Boston University Terriers play in Hockey East, so this is one of the most competitive divisions in the entire collegiate system. It definitely is not an easy division to play in, and as a result, you kind of have to take these numbers with a little bit of salt, because where some NCAA players might produce a heck of a lot more points, they might actually be playing in divisions that are a lot easier to score those points in, which is kind of why this news is pretty interesting. Here's an article on MLive.com written by Ansar Khan, going over Mastrosimone and what he's going to be doing for next season. The Red Wings' 2019 pick Mastrosimone will seek a fresh start at Arizona State University. Turns out he is leaving behind the frigid winters of the Northeast for the Southwest Desert Heat in hopes of advancing his hockey career forward. Mastrosimone, a skilled 5'10", 170-pound center, was under the radar a bit during 3 seasons at BU. He transferred to Arizona State in the spring. It's late in a college career for such a move, but it's one that he hopes helps him achieve his goal of going pro. "I need a fresh start," Mastrosimone said, "just to get out in front of some new eyes, some new teammates, new coaches, new area, and getting my game to the next level." He says that the Sun Devils are going to have a really good team. The group is really tight-knit. When I spoke to Coach Greg Powers and the staff, everything they preached is exactly what I want. It's culture, it's coming to the rink every day, excited, and of course, it's Arizona. You can't beat the weather. Everything I needed was spot on there. It was an easy decision. Now, the thing is, as it was already kind of highlighted here in the piece, it's very interesting how a top prospect, I'm going to say top prospect, right? He was taken in the second round. That's definitely one of the top prospects in the world. He had played 3 seasons in one of the best divisions in the NCAA already, and he's going to be leaving in his senior year to be playing with a lower division with a team that will probably see more goals and probably get the guy more points. Now again, as we said, just because you get a lot more points on the Sun Devils does not mean you're better than a player that had similar or fewer points on the Boston University Terriers or the Boston College Eagles. Like, it's not really the same translated from division to division in the NCAA. So it is very interesting how this apparently is the plan. And in fact, it's one that apparently the Red Wings actually were on board with too. Mastrosimone included the Red Wings in the decision-making process. They pretty much said, it's your decision, it's your life, but we're going to guide you and advise you to do what we think is the best as well. They loved Arizona State. They loved every opportunity that was there, the staff, the new rink, the location. They were on board with all that. The Red Wings have been nothing but great the past 3 years since I was drafted. They've checked in on me constantly, made sure I was doing all right. They've been to games. I've heard feedback from them, most of the staff. They're on top of their prospects. That's been huge, just hearing what they had to say and taking it in. Because obviously they're at the top level and they know what they're doing. To end off this article, Ansar Khan goes over a few older quotes from Yzerman and Mastrosimone about the entire development. Yzerman said that he's really skilled, competitive, got great hands, great hockey sense, he's got to fill out, he's got to get stronger, and getting stronger will improve his skating. Mastrosimone said this during Red Wings development camp last month, "I'm still trying to work on my body and get my body a little stronger and bigger. I've done a very good job of that this summer. I've put on a good amount of weight and I've gotten a lot stronger. I'm close to really getting to a spot where I want to be." He also has been focusing on his skating and his skill work and being more deceptive on the ice. He is trending in the right direction. When it comes to final comments on Arizona, though, he does say that the dry heat is awesome, it's hot, but it's all worth it. And so the thing is, when Mastrosimone goes over to Arizona State, I have no doubt in my mind, he's probably going to be, like, at the very least, a point-per-game player. You go over and see what the NCAA folks in that system did last year. Colin Thiessen, Matthew Koperud, Josh Doan, all were over point-per-game players as the top line on that team. And now, with Doan coming back next season and Mastrosimone coming in to replace some of the seniors that are graduating, it probably is going to be a good fit to have him in that division. Also, I mean, this is a little bit of a shot at the Arizona Coyotes, but it's going to be cool for Mastrosimone to get experience playing in an NHL arena because, yeah, the Arizona Coyotes and the Arizona State University Sun Devils, they share the same arena, and I know that's going to be a joke that will be pounded into the ground for years to come, but yeah, Mastrosimone's going to be playing in an NHL rink. So, that's going to be pretty cool, is it not? I mean, he kind of did already with the Beanpot tournament while he was playing with BU, but at the end of the day, this is a very interesting change of scenery. You'll likely see him produce a lot more points and end off his collegiate career with a bang in the points per game department. But at the end of the day, we still have to wait and see what exactly it is Mastrosimone will do and how he will progress, because there still is a lot of work for him to be able to make the pro leagues and eventually become a mainstay Detroit Red Wing. It takes a while, especially for a guy like Mastrosimone who still isn't producing the lights out, quote-unquote. I mean, he's good enough, for sure, but 25 points in 34 games played as a junior with BU. I mean, some of the other guys he was playing with earlier in his career produced significantly better right away, like Trevor Zegras, etc., etc. So, talk to the comments on your thoughts about Robert Mastrosimone, second-round pick by the Detroit Red Wings, and where do you think his career is going to go on for him as he makes his way over to Arizona State, departing from the BU system that he had been a part of for 3 years already. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this footage. Juraj rolls 99, and Bye.